We're live at Gear Expo 2017. I'm Matt Jaster, Senior Editor with Gear Technology Magazine. And today we'll be talking to Dr. Mike Fish, co-founder of Dontyne Systems and General Manager of Dontyne Systems, and Mike Finn, Development Engineer from Mazak, who's been there 17 years. Thank you for coming, gentlemen.
You're welcome, thank you.
We're going to talk about closed-loop gear manufacturing today and a little bit about both companies. I'll start with Dr. Fish. What are the latest advances and capabilities of Dontyne's gear production suite?
Well, we've had a lot of advancements in our, what I would consider our core products, like the gearbox model concept tool, but there's been a very large push for advancement in our manufacturing simulations, especially for non-standard or non-involute types, and that's led us to the relationship we have with Mazak on this very versatile system to be able to produce those things. So manufacturing simulation is very high on our list at the moment.
Excellent. How is the software evolving to meet the challenging needs of today's gear designer?
What we're seeing is the more drive to flexibility to be able to achieve more with the facilities that they have. There's more potential, but still try to maintain the production rates and the accuracy that they've had.
Why is manufacturing simulation such an important part of the gear design process?
From the software point of view, we're lucky that nothing really costs much, but as soon as you start cutting metal, it gets very expensive very quickly, I suspect. What we're trying to do is allow the designer to help the manufacturers by creating a lot of simulations at both extended tolerances, so max metal, min metal combinations for workpiece and tool. So it's not just correct at the nominal case, it's correct at all the variants in that. So before they actually cut metal, they can see the extreme cases and make sure that as long as they hold the tolerances in the production methods, that they should get right first time parts.
And what can the right software do for your customers in terms of productivity? In other words, how do you help them get to the right design faster?
What we're finding is that they can get a lot more security and accuracy from their existing systems, but what we're also finding is that they can do a lot of things now that they thought weren't previously cost effective or even possible. So we're very pleased to be able to see the smile on the faces when they achieve that.
And what are your customers demanding that will be coming out next?
I think a lot more integration, which is very much in line with this term Industry 4.0, which is actually what Dontyne set up to do in the first place, to integrate the software with the manufacturing. And so we're very pleased to be able to offer things like the Gear Production Suite, which does exactly that. So.
And what types of production machines does Dontyne software integrate with?
We have partnerships with things like grinding equipment, also wire erosion machines, but of course now the CNC platforms and the Mazak machines specifically, Mazak being brilliant at showing how flexible and how quickly these things can work on a CNC platform.
How about inspection machines?
Inspection machines, we have links to gear metrology machines. More and more people are coming to us with CMMs and want to implement them or already have them implemented. We're also engaging with Renishaw on the links to the process control systems, like the equator gauging device or the onboard sprint measurement, which we're actually demonstrating down at the booth. That means they can control quicker the production, yeah, and as the dedicated inspection rooms often are the bottleneck in the whole process, so they have to wait for temperature equalization and stuff like that. So anything they can do to reduce that bottleneck will improve their production times.
Okay. And how do these integrations help you create a closed loop system, and what does this mean for gear manufacturers?
Well, what we think, we might be biased, but you need the Gear Production Suite to do this, is that we control the design data at all points. So it's not exported from us and into another system to manufacture it, and then from a drawing into inspection system, and whatever models they create individually might be different from the one that somebody spent 3 months designing, right? So if we can improve those links, then the idea is the operators of the machines or the designers can just import the files and know that that's the surface they've got to check. It's especially critical when it comes to microgeometry, where you have to know whether it's done on roll distance or roll angle or all these kind of options that you don't want to get that mixed up. So we just make sure that the file's formatted how they want it and they just import it. So it's reducing that time, reducing the risk.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Fish.
You're welcome.
We're going to turn to the Mazak side now. What are the latest advances Mazak is offering for gear manufacturing?
One is the latest control, which is the Smooth X CNC control, which allows for increased 5-axis simultaneous machining. And also smooth gear cutting. It is a software that resides on the control for programming of parallel axis gears, such as spur gears and helical gears.
What are the lot sizes and part sizes best suited for production on Mazak machines?
Lot sizes we see small to medium size. In terms of the size of the gear, anything from a 1 to a 25 DP. In terms of overall diameter, anywhere from 1 inch to up to 76 inches and above.
And which customers can benefit most from these processes?
The customers that can benefit most are customers that machine a wide variety of gears. And not just gears, but also gear type components, such as shafts, collars, and even gearboxes.
What are the advantages of cutting gears on a Mazak machine?
The advantages are a wide variety of features can be cut in a single setup. And what that does is that's going to reduce the number of setups, which reduces the amount of work holding. It's also going to reduce the number of tools required for the job. With that, important datum such as back faces, bores, and bearing diameters, they can be finished machined on the same setup as finish milling the teeth. And lastly, teeth can be hard milled after heat treating as a final operation.
How about any disadvantages?
Disadvantages. I would say the disadvantage would be cycle time. If you're looking at a large volume of work, say in 1 million parts per month, those types of jobs are best suited for a machine that's dedicated for that specific purpose.
Okay. How has gear manufacturing on your machines improved over the last 5 years?
Like I said, the software now on select Mazak models, we offer smooth gear cutting, which allows the user to program the gear on the machine. We're offering new models with even larger work envelopes for the really large gears. And also, we're having more models with direct drive rotary axes, which will increase rotary axis speed.
What improvements do you anticipate in the future?
Improvements for the future. We see higher horsepower mill spindle and higher horsepower and torque turning spindles. Increased 5-axis interpolation speeds. With that, increased fine increments processing speeds. And also to make the machines with less components to make them more efficient to manufacture.
Well, let's discuss the cooperation now between the two companies. How would you characterize the cooperation between Dontyne and Mazak?
I've been very impressed with the effort that Mazak have put in over the last, maybe 2 years.
Yes.
We've been showing now.
Yes.
And we seem to be coming on very quickly, leaps and bounds. And I think, speaking for myself, it's like we've very much been promoting the idea that you sell the solution. So the ability to work with such an illustrious name, to say, look, we're not just giving you the design and ending it there. We're able to feed it directly to the machine. And it becomes a much better service to the customer, that they're not then having to go out and look for the solutions. So no, we can actually work on that together.
Yes, and also too, we're using each company's core competency. Dontyne, their core competency is designing gears and gear trains and the analysis, and our core competency is machining metal. And so both of those, it's a great combination.
Work hand in hand.
Yes.
Why is the collaboration important to advance state-of-the-art?
I think we touched on it before there, that the integration relies on knowledge from different areas, including the inspection stage from Renishaw. So that cooperation is actually essential for the forwarding of the state-of-the-art production, I think.
All right. I think we already kind of touched on it. What's next on the horizon for 5-axis machining of gears?
What next? What's on the horizon? Well, our latest development project
Yeah.
was the generating machine.
Yeah, I think that we said. I think the image of the production of the 5-axis is that it's small batch, one-off, or even medium. But I think psychologically, I think we have to show that it's perfectly possible to do much larger things on it with all the benefits of all the other operations on there as well. I think that's bound to be a lot of savings to be made.
Do you guys have anything else to add that we didn't talk about, or?
No, we're looking forward to the rest of the show.
Yes,
And
yes.
Anybody that wants to come down to booth 1, 2, 3 and see us, we'd be happy to talk in more detail.
Excellent.
Right.
What's the horsepower? You alluded to the future of higher horsepower. Where's the threshold right now on the horsepower of a spindle or a tables? What are you saying you see that in the future? What do you think that horsepower will get to?
That I don't know, but I do know from working at Mazak for so many years that we do keep increasing horsepower and torque.
Any other questions? All right. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
the rest
Thank
of the show.
you. Thank you.